Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome now the Prime Minister of Sweden, Fredrik Reinfeldt.
I wonder if it's really sunny in Stockholm, but okay. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, and to our French host, thank you very much for bringing our European family together here in Marseille, France. Our Europe is very challenged, as was pointed out by many of my predecessors here here today. And that is, of course, linked to deep-rooted structural problems in a lot of European countries, and upon that, a financial crisis on 2008 and onwards, and we still feel the effects of that. And the problems that started in the financial sectors is actually now knocking on the doors to entire countries. So let's be frank. Where borrowing builds mountains of debt, self-determination is eroded. This is what we are seeing now. How the market punishes entire countries with rocketing interest rates, turbulent stock markets, and investments that fail to materialize. When states are unable to manage their economies, it is the citizens that will have to pay with higher taxes, with new taxes, with cutbacks and redundancies in the welfare systems, and with eroded security and weakened social security systems. The root causes lie in long-term challenges left unsolved and that we now need to take on. Challenges most European countries face within their societies. Challenges such as lack of competitiveness, growing social exclusion, and demographic changes that we are only just seeing the beginning of. Let's not forget that the European Union is forecast to grow only with 0.6% during 2012. It's very dramatic. In all of Europe and in the world surrounding us, questions are now raised. Has Europe the will and the capability to cope with these challenges? And are the political alternatives in Europe ready with leadership to do what is necessary, ready to take responsibility? Let us give the answers to these questions, and let's do it together. Let us tell the people of Europe that the center-right of the EPP has the ideas, the will and the leadership, that we are ready to take responsibility. Let us deliver the trustworthy answers on how to restore confidence in the financial markets, stability in our economies, and how to fight unemployment. Let us also show that we want to take on these challenges with a solid foundation of values and principles. And in this work, the value of work is a key. The idea that everyone should have the opportunity to support themselves and their families by their own work. The idea that each individual has the right to maximize his or her own potential. That entrepreneurship and enterprise are needed to create growth and progress. And that work and employment must be encouraged if you want an inclusive society. Work is what gives people the chance to build a better life of their own by their own efforts. And by this, they contribute not only to their own well-being, but to the development of the society as a whole. Put Europe to work. That is what will enable us to create growth, increase competitiveness, and deal with the need of investments in education, knowledge, and welfare services. And that is what could put Europe back on track. To create jobs, we must ensure that good conditions for job creation are put into place, and that the very foundation of these conditions is sound public finances. We must realize the virtue of sound public finances. Otherwise, we will not be able to cope with the current crisis, nor have the capability to take on the challenges of the future. To put it simply, if the crisis was caused by people borrowing too much, the solution cannot be for governments to act in the same way, simply because the bill will arrive sooner or later. That is why we should strongly support the proposals to strengthen the European Union's economic governance and budgetary discipline. We support the proposal put forward by the President of the European Council, Herman Van Rompuy, to amend the Protocol 12 of the treaty in this regard. This will prevent us from similar economic crises in the future. Such stronger economic governance, combined with a strong financial firewall, is what is needed to stop Europe from diving even deeper into troubled waters. This is what we need to deliver at the European Council, starting now tonight and tomorrow, and we cannot afford to lose more time. We must show that we have learned the lesson that sound public finances and reducing public debts is what will enable Europe to stand on safe ground. Let us send this message to the ones who now doubt that Europe has the will, the capability and the leadership. Let us state that we are the alternative for all the ones who want a Europe with high growth, more people in work and increased employment. A Europe that step by step gets back in balance with no deficit and with falling debts. This and nothing else will make Europe stand strong. This is our challenge. It is time to take responsibility. Thank you very much. Thank you.